My first comments will put me in exactly what I say. I commend the OSP. I really commend him. Because we have a canker and it must stop somewhere. And the ability to stop it must also start somewhere. This idea that it is everywhere. If you're on the motorway and you're all traveling at 100 mph and they stop your car, it is never an excuse in court that they should have stopped all the cars traveling at 100 mph and therefore you cannot be prosecuted. No. So as far as I'm concerned, the OSP is well within his rights, first of all, to act on a complaint from someone. We are yet to clarify that issue. But once he has a complaint, then he is duty bound to investigate. And no matter what the outcome, and let me use this opportunity to tell the OSP that, look, he is a new body, the leader of a new body that is going to be very difficult for people to stomach. He's already in a difficult position because of the act that brought him into force and his limited powers, in inverted commas, due to the Attorney General actually having the power of. But he must show direction and he must go as far as he can go and not get too frustrated. Because the frustration will come. The moment you are going to deal with corruption regarding public officers, politicians, etc., there will be frustration because we have a protectionist policy in our political parties and more so in some than others, but we will leave that for now. Let's try and be as neutral as possible. And it becomes imperative that he does what he knows he can do within the law. Sometimes he'll get it wrong, sometimes it will be difficult, but he must keep going. Because once he lights the torch, we can then light other torches as we go along. We can amend our laws. We may have to do an amendment to the Constitution at some point, but at least there is a clear-cut vision, and he is the second OSP, let's be clear. The frustration didn't start today. So it is there and it's live. So I commend him. And if it is sharing of money, to say that others have been, no, there's a specific allegation and this is the way to go. What concerns me more is what effect does it really have, except for propaganda or mischief purposes in the actual election. What do I mean? Somebody throws this out and immediately the incumbent is seen as being behind it because he's afraid of competition. And any way you look at it, that is what will come out. So it will be interesting to find out who the real complainant is and what has gone behind it. But once that happens, you are going to then ask, once the election is over, because it doesn't stop the election. He's only been arrested. He's not even been charged with an offense. So it's not going to affect the outcome of the election. If the election is held and the person that has been charged wins the election, what position then are we in? He goes on with his investigation. He finds that this has occurred and then he's convicted. So we are looking at another re-election of the, the candidate for that constituency. If he's acquitted, he then has a gripe against the incumbent because he sees it as him actually dealing with this thing. And if he wins, the incumbent can also take a different view as to how he won the election. So it doesn't bode well for those that are in that position currently. And therefore, we have to look just beyond this. Because is it still going to go ahead? Once the election is over, the OSP should, in order to give us all confidence, should still continue unless the witnesses then decide, I want no further part of this case, which is also a possibility. And that to give then credence to the fact that it was all political shenanigans and there was no reality to this. So that is my initial comment on it.